hard time, honey?
I'll say. Mom, how did Dad happen to start this kick that I have to write out my accounts for him every month?
Well, you're growing up, dear, and he wants to teach you responsibility in money matters.
I guess so. It sure is difficult, though. Say, Mom, you used to do the monthly accounts for the household expenses, didn't you?
Yes, but your father and I just sort of decided to drop it.
Oh. Church collection plate, $1. Candy, 80 cents. Movies, 50 cents. Miscellaneous, $3. Say, Mom, do you think I've entered too much under miscellaneous?
How time flies, darling. Seems like yesterday you were just a baby and now you're almost a woman.
Why do you say that, Mom?
Oh, nothing.
Hey, why did Pop agree to drop the monthly accounts for you?
He found I was entering too many items under miscellaneous.
$3. Yep, you're right. I'm almost a woman.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Jackie. Oh, that's my girl, doing her monthly accounts.
Yes, Father.
Are you ready to make your report?
I guess I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Well, come on into the living room and I'll listen to it.
Shall I start reading now, Father?
Come on over here.
I'd rather stay near the door here in case you get mad.
Jackie, you're a grown girl. I haven't spanked you in years.
Yeah, but you can never tell when a thing like that's likely to break out again.
Come on over here and make your report. Go ahead, honey. Get started.
Church collection plate, $1. Candy, 80 cents. Movies, 50 cents. Miscellaneous, $3. Well, miscellaneous doesn't cover more than half.
Go ahead.
JTB, 70 cents.
JTB? What's that stand for?
Juggling the books. The only way I could make it come out of even $6, Pop. I couldn't put more than $3 into miscellaneous.
When your mother tried an item for 10% depreciation on kitchen utensils, I thought I'd heard everything.
Mom, when I sharpen a pencil, that's depreciation, isn't it?
Yes, dear. But what your father does on his income tax reports, he won't let us do on our budgets.
I guess you have to admit it's a man's world.
You have to admit it. Just never believe it, that's all.
You go on in, Mom. I'll take these.
Oh, thank you, honey.
June, I'm worried.
About what?
Jackie, I don't understand her anymore. One minute she's after you to let her wear more makeup, and the next minute she's worrying about her batting average. She's one of the few shortstops out on the ball field, yearning for an evening gown.
Oh, she's just going through that stage of being still half tomboy and half young lady.
I'd like to help her, but she won't cooperate. She has no more idea what sticking to a budget means than you did.
Why do all men think any problem can be solved by making out a budget?
And why do all women approach that same budget with fraud and larceny in their hearts?
Because you men make the rules.
It doesn't make sense.
I agree. And someday you'll find out you can't change the women, so you'll change the rules. And that applies to traffic cops, railroad ticket men, and bank tellers.
Huh?
The only men who think they know more than the railroad men are the bank tellers. If you want to see a calm, smug smile, just walk into a bank and tell them they've made a mistake on your statement.
Hey, you've given me an idea. Jackie, come here. I have an idea about your accounts.
I don't like the sound of that.
The trouble with a budget is that it's just a piece of paper. Now, we're going to do something to demonstrate the theory of thrift much more solidly to you. We're going to open your own personal checking account.
But, Stu...
June, this is going to be a very fine lesson for her later in life. You have that check Uncle Bill sent you for your birthday?
Yeah.
All right, we'll open your account with that. In the morning, first thing, we'll go down to the bank, see Harry Johnson, and start this thing going.
Okay.
I'll make a deposit for you the first of every month. Now, remember, it's to cover everything, your clothes, pocket money, any expense at all. And if you spend it in the first few days, you're broke for the rest of the month.
Stu, she's too young to have a checking account.
It's the only way. She'll have to understand the subject. It's time she found out what money is all about.
But why do I have to know?
Because a woman that understands these things can be a great help to her husband later on.
You mean like Mother?
Well, yes, dear. Just like your mother.
Now, Jackie, you'll have to sign here and here and here. Stu, you'll have to sign with her.
Right.
Go ahead, dear.
I'd like to ask a few questions first, Mr. Johnson. I'm handling my own affairs now, and I've got to be very careful.
What is it you want to know?
Well, before I close the deal, how much interest are you going to pay me?
Pay you? In an account this small, we have to charge you a service charge.
A service charge?
Yes.
Dear, this isn't a savings account. They only pay interest on those. There's a service charge on a small checking account.
Well, don't they give the savings accounts any service?
Well, yes, but this is different.
How? I'm depositing my money, aren't I?
Jackie, in a checking account, the bank is entitled to the use of your money in return for the service they give you.
What a racket.
All right, Stu. What makes you say it's a racket, Jackie, dear?
Well, what service do you give me?
You're entitled to write checks, and we'll pay them for you.
With what?
With the money you have on deposit with us.
Then the way it figures, I have to keep my money on deposit here. And if I write a check, you pay for it with my own money and charge me for doing it.
Well,
Harry, when you put it that way, it does sound like a racket.
Stu, that kind of loose talk causes depression.
Okay, Harry. Stop fooling around and sign the papers. I have to get to work.
But, Pop, I thought you wanted me to understand these things so I'll learn a lesson and be a big help to my husband later in life.
Fine, young lady.
Say, Mom, do banks make a lot of money?
Well, they seem to. Most of the bankers I've ever heard of are rich.
I wonder how they get away with it.
Get away with what, dear?
Well, how do they get the people to deposit their money with them in the first place?
People know the banks are safe because they have a lot of assets.
But how do the people know that?
Well, they just do.
Well, will the bank show these assets to you if you ask them?
I suppose so.
The little Irvin girl is here to see you, Mr. Johnson.
Oh. All right, send her in.
I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time, Mr. Johnson.
You are. But go ahead. What is it now?
I'd like to see the bank's assets, please.
What? Oh. Oh, yes. Very well. There's our statement.
Yeah, but where are the assets?
Right there.
But those aren't assets. That's just a piece of paper like one of my budgets.
Oh, you can't expect us to keep bonds, cash, and loan certificates on display in the bank window, can you?
Where do you keep them?
Well, some of them are on deposit with the Federal Reserve Bank.
You're a bank, but you deposit your money in another bank. Gee, Mr. Johnson, don't you trust yourself?
What? Of course we trust ourselves. You don't understand business, child.
Maybe not. But if I saw Hamburger Henry eating at Hot Dog Joe's, I'd sure begin to wonder what was in those meat cakes.
The banking business.
Oh, I don't know, sir. You were explaining to me where you keep the assets.
Doesn't your father ever explain these things to you?
He can't even get it across to Mom.
Well, go and ask him. I'm too busy to go into it with you now.
Okay. You know, Mr. Johnson, it's a lucky thing that most of your customers are grown-ups.
I'm beginning to believe so myself.
You can never fool a bunch of kids with a thing like this for a minute.
Mr. Benson is here to see you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes. Agnes, just where do we keep...
How are you, Harry?
Fine, David. How's yourself?
Oh, can't complain. My lawyer okayed these, and I signed them, so you can start the escrow right away.
And we'll put it in work for you immediately.
Say, I want to make a deposit in our firm's special account. Wonder if I could leave it with you. Save me standing in line out here at the window.
Sure. We all take money around here.
It's endorsed.
I'll give you a deposit slip. $1,000, huh?
Oh, mail the slip to me, will you, Harry? I'm in a hurry. It's a check. There'll be a record of the transaction. And if I can't trust my banker, who can I trust?
Yeah. Who indeed? What a day. Everybody has come in here has either asked for a bad loan, told a stale joke, or asked crazy questions. And I'm telling you that she can ask the craziest questions of anybody I ever heard.
Who's that, Mr. Johnson?
Who? Jackie Irwin. Something about it.
Yes, sir.
And have them open up an escrow on this for Mr. Benson immediately.
Yes, sir.
I wonder where we do keep those assets.
Thank you, sir. Oh, no, not again.
I'd like to know my balance, please.
Have you cashed a check since 1 o'clock?
No.
Then your balance is still $36.50.
Would you mind looking it up?
Look here. This is the 4th time today you have asked for your balance. Are you nervous about this bank?
Do you want a frank answer?
You were right. It is different. Your balance is $1,036.50.
There must be a mistake.
Oh, we do not make mistakes.
Dad said he would make a deposit, but he wouldn't make one that big.
I have told you your balance is $1,036.50. Is there anything else?
Yes.
What?
I want it.
How would you have it?
In 50s and 100s. You know, this is going to be a very valuable lesson to me later in life. Mom, where are my books?
Well, they're right there where you left them.
I'm sorry. Hey, Mom, can I see the back page for a minute, please?
All right, dear.
Gosh, Allard's is having those pleated skirts on sale for $16.50. I'm going to get me one after school tomorrow.
Better think it over carefully, sweetie. It's still early in the month.
I've got plenty of money.
It may look that way to you, but it would be better to wait and see how much you have on the 30th.
June, you promised not to interfere.
But if she spends all that money now, she'll run into trouble later.
All right, let her find it out for herself.
You want her to make a mistake?
Yes, I do. It'll be one of the most valuable lessons she's ever learned.
Stuart Irwin, I never in all my life imagined you'd trick a child her.
Nobody's tricking her, and you gave me your promise that you wouldn't interfere.
But
You promised.
there's no reason for you two to have a big fuss about it. I've got plenty of money, more than I'll even need.
All right. Go ahead. Buy yourself a new car.
I haven't got enough for a new car. I could get a good second-hand one, though.
Excellent. Go ahead. Buy yourself a second-hand one.
Well, I'm not going to listen to any more of this.
Don't go away mad. Answer the phone.
Hello? Yes, he's here, Harry. Just a minute, I'll get him. Harry Johnson. He says it's important. Sounded disturbed.
Oh? Yes, Harry?
Stu, a terrible thing has happened. We just run down a mistake that was made in the bank today. Somebody credited Jackie's account with $1,000.
They did? Well, don't worry about it. Just take the money out again, and we'll drop in the morning and sign an authorization. And, Harry, don't raise a row with the clerk about it. Everybody makes a mistake once in a while.
Of course I won't raise a row. Little mistakes are bound to occur now and then. A thing like this could happen to anybody.
Harry, do you feel all right?
No, I don't feel all right. And neither will you when you hear what I've got to say. It's too late to transfer the money from Jackie's account. She drew it out this afternoon.
She what?
She drew out $1,000 in cash, and I'm holding you personally responsible.
Don't get excited, Harry. Everything will be all right. I'll drop around first thing in the morning. Goodbye.
What was it?
Odd kind of mix-up. Jackie, did you draw $1,000 out of Mr. Johnson's bank today?
Mm-hmm. $1,000?
Somebody credited Jackie's account with $1,000. Things like that happen once in a while at the bank. They caught it when they balanced the books at the end of the day. Honey, why did you draw the money out?
A place that can make a mistake like that is no safe place for my money.
It wasn't your money.
They said it was. When I tried to tell the man, he got real uppity and said, the bank never makes a mistake.
Exactly what they tell me every month when I try to show them they've added the statement wrong.
But, June, it's you who have added wrong.
That's what they say.
And you should see what they call their assets, Mom. Just a printed piece of paper.
Honey, you'll have to give them their money back.
Well, Pop, if I'd make a mistake, would Mr. Johnson refund my money to me?
Not while there was a breath of life left in his body.
June, please. Look, honey, we'll go to the bank the first thing in the morning and see Mr. Johnson.
Now who's interfering?
But, June, this is different.
Sure, it's different. This time we're right. You men are always so superior. I want to tell you sometimes when they give me that patronizing look at the bank, I get so angry I could scream.
Dear, you don't understand.
I understand that if I want to advise my daughter, that's interfering. But if you want to tell her what to do, that's all right.
I guess I made a mistake. No woman of any age should have a checking account. Women just don't understand business.
Well, come, Jackie. You and I will talk this over later when we're alone.
But, June, she can't keep the money. It's not hers.
We women will let you and Harry know what we decide to do.
And please keep Mommy safe and Daddy safe. And if you can spare the time, keep an eye on the $1,000, too. Amen. Hi, Mom.
Darling, did you put that money in a safe place?
It's under my mattress.
Well, the first thing in the morning, take it out and put it in one of the empty paint cans in the garage. Your father will never look there.
Why not?
His conscience won't let him. I've been after him to paint my kitchen for months.
Mom, is it all right if I keep the $1,000?
Oh, no, dear, you can't do that. But we're going to let those high and mighty gentlemen worry for a little while before we give it back.
That'll suit me fine. Good night, Mom.
Good night, darling. Good night.
Good night.
I never heard of anything like this in all my life. I'll sue.
Now, Harry, take it easy. No need for talk like that.
I want that money back.
You'll get it. Let them have their joke a few days.
I can only hold this affair open for another 24 hours. And I don't want to admit that one of the employees made a mistake.
Who did make the mistake? The teller?
If my teller pulled a boner like that, I'd have him out of here so fast. What difference does it make who made the mistake? I've got to have that money back before the bank closes tomorrow.
Harry, when June gets stubborn.
All right, then we'll move around her. Is she home today?
Matter of fact, she said she'd be on.
All right, I'll meet you over there in half an hour. The money is bound to be around there somewhere, and if it is, we'll find her.
All right, I'll meet you.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Harry. We'll get started in a minute.
Yeah, what's the idea of the work clothes?
Well, I'd rather wear these if we're going to dig up the yard.
Dig up the yard?
I found this map of the yard in Jackie's room. We'll be sitting here.
Schoolboy, men bury money in the backyard. Women hide it in cookie jars.
I don't agree with you, Harry.
Say, there's a lot of old paint cans in the garage, Mr. Evans. Maybe we ought to look there.
Oh, ridiculous. Who ever heard of hiding money in paint cans?
Yes, let's don't open the paint can.
It's the cookie jar.
Let's start digging.
It's easier to open the cans first.
We dig.
I want to satisfy myself about the cookie jar.
Oh, all right.
Hello, Mr. Irwin. Is Jackie home?
Oh, she'll be back later, Petey. She left with her mother.
Oh, well, thanks.
Hey, what do you want to see Jackie about?
Nothing, Mr. Johnson. Honest, it was nothing at all.
Now, what do you suppose he was so scared about? Could Jackie have split with him?
Harry, don't go imagining things. Let's get started, Willie.
Jackie home, Mr. Irwin?
No, she isn't, Susie.
Oh, gosh.
Is it important?
Yeah, but I'll be there.
Susie, what's all this sudden popularity of Jackie's about?
Nothing, Mr. Irwin. Nothing at all. Honest.
I wonder. Oh, no, come on, let's get started.
Maybe we ought to start digging in the front yard first.
Do you have any reason to think it's there?
No, sir. But they're digging it easier there.
Wasn't in the cookie jar.
Be my guest, in more ways than one.
Is your victory garden late for the last war or early for the next one?
Just doing a little digging, freshen the earth.
What do you got in the boxes? It's all got to go back. Everything's got to go back to the store immediately.
Harry, you wouldn't begrudge us a few little presents just because they were frightfully expensive, would you? Come on, Jackie. Happy diggings, gentlemen.
Say, Pop, when Mr. Hawkins, the plumber, was here last week, I drew a map of the backyard for him. Would that be any help to you?
It's already been a help to us. A big help.
Oh, okay.
Thoughts I'm thinking a father shouldn't think.
If you don't find that money, I'm going to sweat it out of your hide.
Harry, if you succeed, you will at least have discovered an interesting and original way of manufacturing money.
Now, Jackie, tomorrow we must pick up some accessories. Let's see, where shall we go?
June,
Yes, dear.
those are nice-looking dresses that you and Jackie have.
Why, thank you, Stu.
Did Jackie's cost much?
Now, dear, we promised not to go into that.
Okay. Did yours cost much? I can ask you that, can't I?
No, I'm afraid you can't ask me that either. Mother's generous little girl. Mr. Irwin is here.
Show him in.
Came as soon as I got your message. What's up?
Come with me. I've got something to show you. Look, it's been going on like that all day.
What is it?
What is it? It's a run on the Christmas fund.
The Christmas fund.
Every child in this town that's got money in this bank is drawing it out.
But why?
Why? It's quite obvious why. That daughter of yours, not content with mulcting, defrauding, and bamboozling us out of $1,000, is spreading rumors about us.
Let's go.
Step right up and inspect them, ladies and gents. No printed pieces of paper here. Visible actual assets in cash. Examine them as closely as you will. $1,000, a solid, substantial guarantee of the safety of your deposit. So hurry, hurry, hurry. Step right up and make your deposits.
Jackie, your father's home and he wants to see you right away.
Okay, Mom. Sorry, folks. Come back tomorrow morning.
Don't forget to lock the garage, dear.
I won't. Thanks a lot, Susie.
There you are. Jackie, have you been spreading rumors about Mr. Johnson's bank?
No, sir.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. All I did was ask a few questions.
What kind of questions?
Well, I asked the kids if they've ever actually seen the assets the bank had.
That's all?
What's this about seeing assets?
Well, seeing's believing.
Young lady, you're going to return Mr. Johnson's money to him right now.
I think we've made them suffer enough, dear.
But, Pop, this is going to interfere with an investment deal I've got working for me now.
You gambled with the bank's money?
It was no gamble. I had a sure profit of $30.
You proved to me that you made a sure profit of $30, and I'll give it to you myself.
Okay. I just showed the kids that I had $1,000 in cash, and they were going to deposit their money with me instead of you.
And how much interest were you going to pay them?
I wasn't paying them any interest. I was charging them a service charge.
Pay up, Harry. The girl learned it from you.
Oh, this run could have spread. She almost ruined me with my own money.
Well, now, where's the 1,000?
Paint the kitchen for me and you'll get it.
No, we haven't got time for that, June. I'll help Stu paint the kitchen, but right now, I've got to get that money in the bank today before it closes. Where is it?
Harry, I'm holding you to your promise to help Stu.
Okay, but where is it?
I told you, paint the kitchen and you'll find it.
Good grief. Willie was right. The paint cans.
Well, I guess no more checking account for you, little lady.
But, Pop, it did turn out swell. Mom and I got new dresses.
I know. I got the bill this morning.
I made a profit of $30 and learned a very valuable lesson for later in life.
What was that, dear?
Women don't know anything about business, but they do all right.